back on site. We got septic material going in. We got the engineered septic print. Let's get him in here. It's a tight fit. Gonna hug this ladder, stay out of our trench. Everything, the Basal field is all tilled up. I still gotta till these outsides. Trucks are a little early, so gonna get the 2 loads right here in the center and start building this system up. This is what we got for the print. It's a dosing chamber system, 2 tanks with a pump. I'm gonna put a gravity fed here into a pump system up in. Boom, 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 4 lines, mound system. Simple and easy. Just gonna get these 2 trucks in, then get this going. You got to put this in 6-inch layers, so you got to smooth this out to the end, keep tracking and packing it. They want it 6-inch layers. Got that machine running up. Going to finish doing my Basal here. So basically you're going to take the teeth and dig down 6-8 inches, fluff it up like I did the center all the way around. That lets the effluent soak into that sub layer. Just giving these guys a good reference line to hit with the truck so they can see it. Come on back. All right, just gonna get my Basal field tore up a little. Using the side of the bucket works like this. Just dig. You just want to open that up, just like a little bit of a rototiller to get that hard layer off that top. And I'll do this for 9 feet out, all the way around these stakes. That's that. Push the other one off. It's always a nightmare when you're pulling in, the trucks are on site. You gotta, you know, I still gotta fuel up, grease up, do a bunch of stuff. I got here not late, but all right, everything is tilled up all the way around on the outside, 9 feet, what it calls for on the print. Oh, baby was thirsty. Baby was thirsty. All right, get back to the print. So we got 445 laterals. This is a dosing system, not like a regular septic, not conventional, or even a fill system. It's a mound system, which is 1.5 inch lines. 1.5 inch lines, and every 5 foot you put a 1/4 inch hole. So on a 10-foot stick, you put 1 hole. It's pressurized. You got end caps sticking in the end of the field. So it's pressurized, so it doses, and then it has the pumps in the tank has an alarm that mounts on the house over here. It's a whole system. We'll get to all that in a few days. Just got to get this septic system, got to get this in. The way we're coming, those red pink marks are my heights. It's way deeper over there, and you know, because obviously the hill slopes off this way. It's 250 yards we're putting in here. So we'll get it in, then the county and the engineer will come and we'll do a perk test, make sure it hits what they got here in their notes for design. And then at that point, we come back, we put the tanks in here. We're gonna do a little trickery. They gotta be 10 foot off the house. We're gonna set one like this. So it comes into the side of the tank, comes out this way. It's a 1250. This is a 1,000-gallon pump tank. Well, that stays 10 foot off of here, and it's gonna stick out a little further here, because then we got to angle here and go up into the system, into our chambers, which would be our manifold. Basically like a header on a regular system, you know how I build those. So we will have a manifold here with 4 lines coming off. And it's just that easy, you know. It gets 10 inches of stone. So once we get this all up, we're gonna cut a 10-inch down, 50 by 20, and fill it with crushed ones. So it looks like that in our mound. And then our pipes go, so if that's 10 inches, our pipes go, we'll put the full 10 inches and then we'll scarf out 5 where the lines are and then cover them back up. So we'll be in the middle of the stone bed. Then you get filter fabric on the top of that, and then all topsoil all the way around. A lot of information, but stick with me, you'll see it live. All right, we got 2 more loads coming. That's gonna give us 16 total, 252 yards if we're calling 16 yards a truck. They're between 16, 18. We'd rather have enough than not enough, so let's just get the other 2 here. That will help our taper anyways. And then we'll fine tune this thing. Everything's tracked and packed. Really nice coming up. It lifts. I'm liking it. All right, in the little 35, got all my marks. We got 15 trucks in here, 252 yards. I got it pretty much, my 4 corners pretty good. Got to come up in the bottom left corner. We're high in a couple spots here. And we're just gonna take this and get to it, you know. Cut it where it's gotta be. This says -2, so I'm gonna cut 2 out of there. And I had to come up 2 down here. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put it right here. And then we got some other material there, just extra that will fluff around. We'll get this thing good, and the next step is the county comes with the engineer. We do our perk test, make sure this thing's good to go. All right, that's one septic fill system ready to be perked. Got to have the county come out and the engineer, and we're going to hit this off. Everything's shaped, got all the tapers. Tank's gonna go this way, tank's gonna go that way. It's gonna gravity feed, effluent's gonna drop into the pump tank's gonna pump into a manifold system here, as I showed on the print. And they will run 5 foot apart, 45 feet long, with some turn-ups and some screw cleanouts all on the end. And then, like I said, it will drip like a coffee pot. So it's pressurized, pump maybe 4 times a day, it's set at. And it pressurizes that 1.5-inch pipe. And every 5 foot on those, the 1.5-inch schedule 40 has a 1/4-inch drill in it, drill hole on the bottom. So when it's full, it will just drip out those drips in this. And that's the way it's designed. There it is. It just fit in here. Just fit in here. Back on site. It rained 2 inches last night. All day yesterday. Dried out, had the perk tests this morning, everything perked well. As you saw, the 50 by 20 box we laid on the front, come in 1.5 foot all the way around, throw some more pins, string line, and paint, and that is your box to cut out. I got a shoot grade here, and then you go down 10 inches, so I got to cut 10 inches out of this circle, because this calls for 10, or box, because this calls for 10 inches of stone. So we're gonna take all this material, put it over here where it's really steep. We'll be reusing some of that material to throw back over the top of the filter fabric when it's time. But as of right now, we gotta get all this out. Obviously, we're not gonna put no dirt there or on the backside there, because it's already to our points of no return. This side could use more. But all right, that's the next step. That's what we're doing now. Really not sure how I want to attack this. It would be nice if I had my tooth bucket here. Just keep going in with the skid steer. That would be one way. The other way is the hoe and bail it, but it's not really, can't bail that much. All right, the skiddy's working out good. Ground's soft enough. Obviously, it's just any material we put in, we can cut it with the smooth bucket. Just going to our lines, notching out like that, throwing it over here. We're gonna have a big pile. I think 35 ton will come out of here, out of this hole. Sometimes I even impress myself. I just shot with a laser, and it was dead nuts right here in the corner in the deep part, right where I thought it would be, right there. So we're gonna just keep doing this, keep going back and forth ever so nicely. We can cut this in. Not sure if the tooth bucket would have been a benefit or not. up the fluff in a little while with a shovel or whatnot. But bulk it out, get it out as much as you can, and then fine tune it. Just we're limited on this site for, like I said, for room. And these septic systems aren't really big here with the stone beds this big. You see it in Canada with Ken White. He's done them like this, and you can put your excavator on the outside and bale stone into it. That would be ideal to get the stone inside this, because then I could build the whole system, first, and then sprinkle the stone on it and lift the pipe as I go. But this I can't do that too, so it's going to be a little more challenging. Yeah, I guess the skid steer was the hot ticket for this task. I was going to originally cut it out and then fine tune it with the skiddy, but that wouldn't have put all the dirt over here with one bale, which who wants to keep baling dirt? You don't have to. All right, we're gonna check that for grade. Right now we're boxed out. I took the front of this box out so I could get in now with the skid steer to put stone in there. Then you just put the taper back in afterwards. Not a big deal. Oh, we're getting there now. We are getting there now. Cut that corner out with a little tilty tilt. Oh, we're getting some dirt over there now. Next step, this is pretty close here to bottom, within a ½ inch. Throw your string back up on your pins you put in 18 inches in. So you see where I'm missing right here. I got 4 inches to cut out here, 2 inches there, another 4 there. You could either do this with a shovel or come back in with the skid steer, one or the other. Do the same thing for that line, and then it's stone time. All right, everything is boxed out, stringed out, and graded out, ready to accept some stone. We'll drop some stone right here in the morning, blow it all in. You don't want to drive dump trucks in there and compress that soil. That's why I raked the whole bottom right there. You want that soil to be able to absorb all the effluent for years and years and years. You compress it and compact it, it's not good for it. So it's okay to go in with the tracks machines, but other than that, don't do it. Threw some up here because I'm going to need some in the back here to taper this better. And you could dress this all up once you're done, because you're going to go over the top of this whole thing with topsoil after everything's all done. So you just want to rough the shape up and get it close, and then fine tune it when it's done. But not many of these systems around here, you don't see them much. This was designed just for this house because it was so particular with the high water table and the tight yard, and not enough for a regular fill system. As far as, that's why we're going with a huge stone bed. Usually it's trenches around here, but so it's good for me to do this and show you guys. Back on site, just waiting for my 2 loads of stone to get in here. I can't dig these tanks because obviously he won't be able to dump right here in this corner. I'd rather get it as close as I can. If I have to dump there, it's kind of Then I could like go around here with the skid steer and then it might cave in. So a lot of tightness in this project. Like I said, typically I wouldn't care if this was a normal site. You'd track an excavator on each side, bale things, make things a lot easier, but this is going to be difficult, all handwork, getting these pipes in and everything when it comes to that point. Blue line is the tank. I always lay the tank out first, then I go 1 foot bigger. You don't want to go any more than 1 foot bigger. There's reasons for that. Some excavators don't think overdigs matter, but overdigs matter in a huge way, digging anything, you know what I mean? You control your backfill, make sure it's all like a cylinder, perfect, and it puts the same equal amount of pressure on everything. You get everything big and 2 foot backfill here, there, then the tank can push this way, that way, and you know, less settling. You're only going to have a foot of dirt that's going to settle out on the sides of the tank, which is ideal, and it gives you just enough room to get it down in there. I mean, everything's a little different if you're in rock and you got to blast and hit with a hammer and all that. So, but you got to stay 10 foot off the house. This one's set back a little further because of our inlet is 17-inch difference. It's a 1,000-gallon tank. It's a 1250, 5.8 by 10. Yeah, 5.8 by what's my measurements here? 5.8 by 10.4. And this one is 5.8 by 8.1. And we will get our elevation point as soon as I dig down and see my export of the house. Then I take my measurements. It'll be 58 inches down from that point. That will give me a 5-inch pitch on the pipe, which is plenty. It only calls for 2.5. Give a little more coming out of the house, 5, and then 3 inches of stone in the bottom, because the tank is 50 inches. That will put me at right height. Then this tank going this way, I'll put a 2-inch pitch on this pipe. All right, you got to find that pipe. We're raising our pipe 2 foot in the ground. This was at the bottom of the footing. The old pipe, we don't need to be that deep, so we raised it up 2 foot where we could in the house. I drilled a hole through where it's got to go. Now I'm just going to make a circle for my pipe, make it bigger than you need to. This pipe is just for reference. It's not going in there. Schedule 40 white pipe goes in there. Just want to make sure 4-inch is gonna work. We're good. Boy, I wish I could say I was happy. Just ran down to the yard to grab Schedule 40 pipe just so I could get this layout to go down. You guys already see me lay out all the tanks and everything. Truck driver calls me after they're already late. Hey, I'm here. I said, wait 5 minutes, I'll be there. He goes, no, I see where it's got to be dumped. I said, make sure you dump it in the front of that box, meaning the box of the cutout. He goes, yeah, I see it. What's he do? He dumps in the layout of the septic tank. So now I got to relay everything out, but that ain't the worst. I'm pushing time. I already canceled the tanks twice today and pushed them back because I needed them at the end of the day. And the latest is 2, which is in a couple hours. I don't know if I'm going to get both these dug and everything cleaned up, laid out, but it is what it is. This is what always happens. So I got my Schedule 40 here. Make sure that's good with your pitch. Then pull it out and then shoot the bottom of that trench. Then I'll be 58 once I shoot that, which I already did. Like so, right there where the pipe hit. go up 58 inches on your stick, and that's the bottom of your tank, including the pitch and the stone in this application. All right, I've blown that stone in just to get it out of the way because I got to park a machine up here to dig this one. Gonna dig this one first. Everything's all relayed out. You could tell by my voice I'm friggin' annoyed still. All right, pushing time. Really not going to show this because I don't have time to talk on the camera, so just going to dig this box. You've seen me dig boxes. This will be in the playlist. I have actually just videos of digging septic field boxes, septic tanks, so you could go in there and check that out on technique on how to dig these. But I am just going to blow through this, and I will catch you when they're done. All right, you know I had to show a little bit. Line this tooth up here, okay? You're going to dig this outside line first. Make sure your tooth is good. Remember, your elevations are key. And you only want to cut 6 inches in the ground right here. Don't go full bucket scoops, because you got to keep these lines straight and the walls so they don't taper. There is a technique to keep these walls so they don't taper. Go to that playlist. Put the dirt as far away as you can, because you're going to have a lot of dirt. You're going to have a lot of dirt. And when you're only doing a 1 foot over dig, you don't have much room you don't have much wiggle room. Everything's got to be good. So you gotta have your walls straight, both. So the best scenario is if you could get all the way around the 3 sides of the tank, would be great, but we can't do any of that right now, and we're already hitting kind of rocky stuff, which I do not like. So we will see in a bit, find out what the heck is going on here. Hopefully we don't hit nothing big here. So you're shaking. All right, here's the tip. So that's one trench dug pretty close, within a couple inches. You're down. Go to your outside here like I was talking about. Do the same exact thing until you get the grade. Then you know you're to grade and the walls are straight. And then you dig the center out, and you'll be in pretty good shape at that point. Again, your first cut, just your scarf in the ground, not going crazy, because you get down into there and you puff it, that's how you get blowouts and washouts and everything else. Still pushing time, still stressed out. I'm wicked under the weather. I've been feeling like crap lately. The sun is killing me. All right, once I get those two, then cut the center out. You get close to grade, you'll know when you're back down to grade. You always know, because it fills in with fluff, and then you'll hit hard, you're good to go. There's different ways and techniques to do this. This is just the way I do it when you have to be so precise. Then you can hawk this whole center out and not worry about it. But this site is so tight, you don't even understand. It's not even close to being a good work site. That's why this system's designed like this. But we'll get this all caved in, and I think I'm only gonna have time to do one tank today. Got an hour left. I ain't gonna make it to do both these tanks. Just have to do the other tank Monday, because I don't even know if he can boom over here to the second tank the way there's really no room over here. We'll find out though, won't we? Gotta love field adjustments. So the ground that's coming out is all gravel. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful material. As you see right here. Perfect backfill material, whatever. It must have been when they backfilled this house. This whole lot must have been low. They filled in all around it. But regardless, what that means for us is we don't need to put stone in the bottom to come up We just need to level up with it so I can get away with less stone. You know, it all depends where you are. Some call for 6 inches, 3 inches, or just sand and gravel. So we theoretically don't need any stone in the bottom. So if I can see that I can get this thing leveled up with what we got, that's what we're gonna do. But I gotta chew up these edges, make sure I got it enough going back. Can't tell, looks like I'm shy right here. Your biggest measurement is off the house. It's got to be 10 feet off the house. All right, we're all boxed out. Make sure you measure off the house first thing. Again, put your mark down in there and then measure your box out from there. Make sure you got everything. Looks pretty good. It looks like we're a little tight on that corner, but it's not. We're gonna throw some stone in there and be ready for this tank. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that one yet. Oh yeah, just after lunch, tank is here. Everything's set, everything's good. Just gonna throw some marks of 10 foot so we could just guide it in slowly. Instead of trying to measure it and pick it and measure it and pick it, just get it to where it's gotta be. So throw a paint mark right here, then you know it lands on the 10, and then you're good. So there's my green paint mark there. That gives you a visual of when you're gonna set that tank to drop it, because you don't wanna keep picking it, move it left, move it right, it messes up the stone. Grab yourself a level, just to make sure she is level both ways. Worst case, the best case is pitching it to the outlet, not going the other way. So level or pitching to the outlet. Another tip is, I don't have my Schedule 40 pipe with me, so I use my grade rod going into the house, angle it to where you want that pipe entering the box, which will be 17 inches off the edge. So that gives me a reference to make sure that hole's there. If it was too tight this way or too far this way, you still got room to move that left or right, but you just want to be close with that. Got to set the 1,000 gallon pump tank aside till Monday. Just went inside, re-straightened my stick right in line with the existing pipe. It's about right where it is because it's 17 inches in, like how that one is off the corner. A lot of measurements to remember. Get precise before you start digging. Man, I hope that bank holds right there. Just might get interesting. We got to move the truck over further, and man, we got a lot of dirt here. Move the truck over and try again. I don't know. I don't even know how we're gonna get this 1,000 gallon pump, because he definitely wouldn't have reached it. I knew that was going to be an issue, so we'll get that backfilled, and then maybe we could try to sneak in here somehow and grab that 1,000 Monday and slap it in here. But unbelievable. backfill your tank, clean your top. It's going to rain Sunday. That will give all this good gravel enough time to settle down in. Tomorrow, Saturday, I'll come and I'll put that clean out in and mud that in, get it all nice and tight, ready to, I'll plug this right in. Then this tank's all done, set. Monday, dig this one for that one and put that in. It will be 3 inches lower than this one. 2 inches. I'll put a 2-inch pitch going on 5 foot. That's plenty. 1/4 inch per foot is what the spec is. So we'll put 2 inches down lower than this outlet right there. You shoot your stick laser on that. Measure your tank. Will be 50 inches to the inlet, and then you got to go another 3 for your stone. So 53 plus your 2-inch pitch, 55. 55 is their number. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this one up. If you do like this septic video, give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. And if you are subscribed, then you are definitely going to see the next phase of this, which is putting in that tank and putting in all the lines. So you don't want to miss that. So catch you guys on the next one. Bonus footage. Stayed a little late. Got my schedule 40 in. One piece going to a clean out, going up, and then going from the clean out into the house. Spray foamed all in. Stubbed it in about a foot. Good to go.